Hi students, welcome to another class with me, your mentor Abhishek Anand on India's largest learning online platform, Unacademy. I'm a mentor, Abhishek Anand. I did my graduation from Shriram College of Commerce and I did my MBA from IIM Bangalore. After that, I worked for 5 years with a multinational financial institution before I decided to take the plunge and follow my passion, which is to join the education industry. And I'm glad that I took that because I'm really happy in the space that I am in. So over a decade, I have trained students for various competitive exams like GMAT, CAT, and undergraduate competitive examinations like LSAT and CLAT and SAT. And over a decade now, I've mentored thousands of students and personally mentored over 500 students to top IIMs. These are IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta. Recently, I co-authored a book with a batchmate of mine with the title Acing WATs, GDs, and Interviews for IIMs. This is for the final round of selection to the top B school, which is your interviews, group discussions, and personal interviews. So, yeah, so now I am taking classes on Unacademy, India's largest learning online platform. And before I get into the advantages of being on this platform, my uh, advice which I give to all my students, any stream, right? Whenever you think of going for an examination and preparing for an examination, mentorship is required. But you need to take care of two things: the credibility, academic credentials of your, let's say, educator. That is one most important. And second, how will he or she deliver the content? Now, Unacademy on both the front score a 10 on 10 because it has been able to get the India's finest talent on board, and second, it has empowered us to use technology to deliver content in the most effective manner. So yeah, so Unacademy for me gets a thumbs up on both from both perspective. As a student, a person who has cleared CAT, so the content that I have here, plus as an educator who's been teaching CAT for quite some time now. So what do we do here? So we take daily live classes. Now daily live classes are on two different platforms. One is YouTube. This is the class that I'm taking on YouTube. And another set of classes would be on Unacademy's platform, own app. So download that app and explore it. So we conduct lots of live classes there. I personally, the way I have structured my curriculum is on YouTube. I take simpler topics. I just discuss all the topics, but I do simpler questions. You come to Unacademy platform, which is again they have two modules. One is a free version, the other is paid version. The free version I discuss concepts, theories, and I do questions. And on the paid version, I come to the strategy and tricks and more about execution bit. Right? We solve questions together. I give you time limit. You have to solve question, and I solve how would I have done that. That's all what I do on Unacademy's app. So explore, download, and explore the app. We conduct live tests and quizzes, guys, and the classes are structured because, as I said, the teachers are experienced, right? So they organize themselves in a very structured manner, and you'll come across those classes. You get unlimited access not just to the content but to all the educators. So anybody who is teaching on Unacademy, you get access to that educator. Yeah. So this is it, and you get access to the content also. As I said, download the app, explore. You'll come across the profiles of various educators. So go through it, go through the content. Yeah. And when we do classes, we don't just take topic wise classes, guys. So we take classes in batches. We complete the entire curriculum. We cover the entire curriculum of yours, right? So the entire batch will be covered, entire curriculum will be covered. Other advantages of Unacademy are that you will find a schedule that matches, that suits, that works for you, right? So you might be a college student or a working professional, maybe a high pressure job, only have weekends for you, or maybe only morning slots are available for you. So here at Unacademy, you have that flexibility, you have that opportunity because different mentors, different classes at different time, different batches. So I'm sure something will suit your timetable. Then there is no language barrier. Explore the app. You'll come, if you're not comfortable in a particular language, I'm sure you'll come across a mentor who's taking a class in a language in which you're comfortable with. And then there is no geographical constraint. No, you can learn from anywhere, anytime. The only requirement is a good internet connection. Okay. uh, it, as I said, it has empowered us. So the platform is quite engaging. So on YouTube, you can chat with us using the chat box and the comment section. You come to Unacademy's app, you'll see it is much more vibrant, much more dynamic, much more engaging. Right, your doubts get cleared real time. Right, so if you're attending a class live, it gets solved there and there. Otherwise, you can just post a message to the mentor. And there are different tools. for an educator, one tool which I love personally is taking polls. So when I solve a question, I ask you question. I say, what will you mark? So I get to know which question is tough, which question is confusing my student. Right. So that's a useful tool at the hand of the teacher. So yeah, live tests and quizzes are there in the paid version of Unacademy's platform, so that is quite handy. And for any test, especially for a test like CAT, you need to write a certain number of mock tests, guys. That is crucial. So we get detailed report and analysis. Unacademy has its own test series, so you can take the test. You'll get detailed reports and analysis, which is important. You'll come with your self-assessment. What are your strong areas? What are weak areas? Work on, and the mentor will help you in that. And yeah, whatever we teach is available to you in the form of PDF. Okay, common question is, how much time should I give to my CAT preparation? Now, as an academician who's been in this industry for over a decade now, with authority, I'll say at least 1 year. You need to prepare at least for 1 year. Simple reason, your competition is not just your batch. Your competition are retakers, people who are writing the exam for the second time or even maybe the third time. So every year you come across students who would have made it to top IIMs, or maybe IIMs as we call them, but they don't join them. They opt out of it because they want to give IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta one more shot, right? So they're already at a 98, 99 percentile. So to beat their level, to come up to their level, they are starting from 98, 99 percentile, and you're just starting preparation. So you have to come to that level. So 1 year preparation is required. You might come across people who say that, I cleared this exam in 2-3 months. It happens, right? But those are exceptions, not the norms. For me, purely as an academician, you should give 1 year of preparation to CAT. Um, Academically. So financially also it makes a lot of sense. So if you look at 12 months versus a 24 months package, the difference is hardly of 3,500. But if you go for a 1 month program, the cost is 3,150. Yeah, so financially also it makes sense to go for a longer version of the product. And when you subscribe using my code, which is Anand 11, ANAND 11. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I start my session for today. And those who are regular with me would know that I make you solve the questions. So why don't you solve this question? Try to give the answer for question number 1. Try to give, yeah, this is a coding question. You get these questions in IFT, in Snap, and in Asim. 1 and 2. Take 2 more minutes, then I'll discuss. Those who are not joining, the doing this in the live mode, to them also, please try to solve the question first on your own, then only look at the solution. Okay. So basically in this, what we do is, you have, let's say if I compare that there are 4 sentences, 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I do, first I'll compare 1 and, if I compare 1 and 2, which sentence, which word is the common word between these two? LOP, no. EOP, no. AOP, no. FOP, yes. Right? So in these two sentences, only one word is common, which is FOP. And here, which one is common? Traders, no. Are, no. Above. Right? When I compare 1 and 2, I get FOP as above. So this is what I'll do. So my comparison would be, I'll go in a systematic manner. I'll compare 1 and 2. I'll compare 1 and 3. I'll compare 1 and 4. So my comparison of 1 would be done. Then I'll compare 2 and 3. I'll compare 2 and 4. Right? And finally, I'll compare 3 and 4. So this would be my comparison points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll compare the 6 things and I'll see what all do I get. Yeah. So I do this. This I've already done. So I get the value of FOP, which is equals to above. Now I compare this. Which one is the common one here, guys? LOP is not, EOP is not, AOP. AOP is common. And what is common here? What is the common word here? AOP is common here. What common word do we have here? Traders, no. Are, no. Above, no. Traders, yes. Traders is common. AOP is traders. Now I go to this. LOP, EOP, which one is common, guys? I have EOP common, and common here, laws. So EOP equals to laws. I do 2 and 3. Which one is common? You have BOP common, and you have developers. Right? BOP is equal to developers. Then I compare 2 and 4. Which one is common here? FOP is common here, and which one is common here? Were. FOP is equal to were. Finally, I compare 3 and 4. Which one is common, guys? Common is UOP, following. UOP equals to following. So this is what I get. This is what I get. I get everything here, right? As in when I use different combination, but there are other words also. So let me look at this. So my LOP is gone because I know what LOP. I don't know what LOP is, but I know what EOP is. Do I know AOP? Yes, I know what AOP is. Do I know FOP? I know FOP. So only LOP I did not know in this. Only LOP I did not know in this. So here EOP was laws, your AOP was traders, and your FOP was above. LOP is equal to R. What I get? LOP is equal to R. Now let's look at here. FOP is gone. FOP is above. COP gone. COP is were. BOP is gone, is developers, only GOP is left. GOP is profitable. Yeah. Look, AOP. AOP is gone. Traders. COP is gone. Developers. UOP is gone. Following is followers. I copied it wrong here. Following. So QOP would be stopped. This is also good. This also I am able to get this also. Now let's look at COP gone. JOP, not EOP laws. UOP following. Only JOP is left. UOP would be. So basically I get the complete thing here now for the complete thing. Yeah. So this is how I solve it. Now I come to the questions. Developers are following laws could be correctly written as. Now guys, it does not mean that developers here would be one here. We've already seen that. All we need to know is this developers are following laws. The four corresponding words should be in a correct answer. So developers is Bob. So Bob should be there. R, Lop should be there, right? And then following UOP, following UOP, this is my bad. UOP should be there. Then last laws, EOP should be there. So EOP, BOP, EOP, BOP, LOP, and UOP. These are here in choice B. So this is the correct answer. The order is not important because as we know, they are not following a simple order. That would have been a too simpler question, right? First, the answer was B. Okay, give the answer of second, guys. Again, so all these four should be there. All of these four should be there. Okay. So here QOP is QOP. So where do we have Q? This is QOP. So stopped should be there. Basically, this should be there. Then GOP is profitable should be there. COP, OP, war should be there, and EOP, loss should be there. Loss should be there. Right. So profitable loss was stopped in number A. This is the correct answer. Okay. Third and fourth. Answer for this, guys. Third and fourth. What is the answer for third and fourth? The best way to answer such question is to fill in the value and see whether you get an answer. For third, the correct answer is C. Put it this: D, E, F, F, D, E, F, then F, D, E, was D, F. This first one. F, F, then F, 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 D, E, E, again, F, D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, F, D, D. Basically, if I put E here, F here, F here, F here. Can you see some connection here? The connection is you have D, E, F first as a slot, the first one. Then you have starting with F, D, E. Then you have F, D, E. Then you start with E, E, F, D. So this is for the combination. And then you start with D, E, F. And then you start with F again. So this is the combination 3. So you end with F, you start with F. The first becomes the second becomes the last. Then you start with E, the first becomes second, the second becomes last. So this is what the logic is. Third, the answer is C. If you fill in all these values A, B, C, you will not get any connection here. You will not get any connection here. The answer is D. The best way of solving such questions would be to plug in the value from the option choice and see if some connection is there or not. Okay, this is an interesting question. Try to solve this. I think it will take around 7 to 8 minutes to solve this question. So yeah, guys have 7 to 8 minutes to solve the question. For this question, it's LR questions are all about organizing information, right? So how do you organize the information? Just look at that. all about organizing information. How do I organize it? 7 to 8 minute question. 3 minutes are already done. 5 more minutes, Grace. Finally, these are what the questions are. Right? Who entered first? When this person came, whom did he see? Who did he leave with? These are the questions, but basically you have to figure out who came when and who left. 2 more minutes. Then I start solving the question. One more minute. Start discussing. Okay. So first, you need to give it a thought as to how would you organize the. So it's about people who come in, then people who leave the place. Right. So what is my first information? The first information is I came in first. So JC came in first, and the next two person were SN and SM, and he left. So let's if I say if I look at up till here, right? So JC came first, and then followed by SS and SM. S SM. Right? This has happened. Now, when I left the lounge, JP and VR were present in the lounge. DG left me. And this is important, guys. When JC left with DG, which means before he left, DG would also have come in because up till now only JC, SS, and SM were there. So before JC would have left, DG would have come in. So let's say if JC left, before that, DG would have come in. And also he says JP and VR were in the lounge. JP and VR were in the lounge. So which means JP plus VR would also have come in before JC left with DG. Also, please note, this point is to a plus or minus. The first minus which you know, which has been spoken about, is JC left with DG. But I know before this has happened, DG would have come in, also JP would have come in, also VR would have come in before this had happened. Also before this had happened, before this, when JC is leaving with DG, only JP and VR there, which means before JC left, SS and SM would also have left. Before JC left with DG, even SS and SM would have left. I hope this is clear, because otherwise he would not have made the statement that only JP and VR were there, because we know that abhi to SS and SM are also there. So when he's saying he left and only JP and VR were there, which means before he left, even SS and SM would have left. Okay, this is from his statement. Now JP says, when I entered the lounge with VR, so now we know JP plus VR would have come together. So when I entered the lounge with VR, JC was sitting there. There was someone else, but I cannot remember who it was. So basically, when JP plus these guys came, there were only two people in the lounge. One was JC. So two people were in the lounge. They could see JC, which means JC had not left still, and one more person. So it has to be DG, because JC and DG left. Right? So what do we get from this? We know that by the time JP plus VR had entered the lounge, these guys had already left. This is important. These guys had already left. Look at the combination, guys. Right? So that is what you have. It's an arrangement. It's a linear arrangement. So JP and VR, when they came, there were only two people, which was JC and DG, which means the two people would have left. So all I need to understand is, what about DG? When did DG come in? Did DG come when SS and SM had already left? This is what the question is. Because we know the relationship between DC and DG and JPVR is, when JPVR came, DG was already there, but SS and SM had left the place. So all we need to figure out is, when DG came in the lounge, were SS and SM already there, or they had left? Let's look at DG statement. So DG statement becomes important, or let's say even SM, SS important, right? SM says, I went to the lounge for a short while, met JC, SS and DG in the lounge that day. I left immediately after SM. So all we know from this statement is that SS had not, SM had not left by the time DG had come, and even SS did not leave, had not left the lounge before DG had come. So basically, when DG was there, these guys were still there. SS and SM were still there. So basically, from this I can say that SS plus SM did not leave before D had come in, and that's what DG also says. I met SC, JC, SS, SM, JP, VR during my first visit to the lounge. So now up till here, what we get is that JC came first, your SS and SM came next, then DG would have come, that's why he met this guy, then SS and SM would have left. First SS leaves, then SM, and then JP plus VR would have come in. So this is what the chain of event is. So this is how it looked like, right? So first these three people were there. Now DG comes in, SMSR leaves the place, so you have SC, DG, JP and VR. Therefore, JP and VR is C, DC, DG, JP and VR, right? So up till this is the point. Now, who will leave? Your DG plus JC will leave. Only these two people are in the lounge now. Once DG and JC have left the place. Let's look at the statement. I went back to my office with JC. We know, yes, they exited together. When I went to the lounge the second time, JP and VR were there. When he came the second time, JP and VR is there. The only thing we need to figure out that before DG entered the second time, which is plus, right now we know whatever has happened, DG comes for the second time, DG comes for the second time. All we need to figure out, did anyone come before DG? Anyone enter the lounge? Let's look at the statement. When I went to the lounge, JP and VR were there. No. So now the only person is PK now. So we have to figure out whether PK entered the lounge before DJ entered the lounge the second time or not. I had some urgent work, so I did not sit in the lounge that day, but just collected my coffee and left. JP and DG were the only people in the lounge while I was there. Now it becomes simple. Right? So DJ came the second time, right? And when he entered, one second. When PK said, but just JP and DG were the only people in the lounge while I was there. While I was there. And when I went to the lounge the second time, JP and VR were there. Right? So PK met DJ when he was in the lounge. But when DJ came in, at that time there were only JP and VR. So if PK would have come, let's say, if PK would have come before him, then he would have seen him also then. And if PK would have come before him and left before he entered the second time, then PK would not have met DG. So this basically means that the second time when DJ entered the lounge, he came before PK, right? So DG would have come second time. So you would have, let's say DG came, so you would have JP plus VR plus DG, right? Then PK would have come in plus PK. Then PK would have left. Then PK would have left. Okay. And what else? JP and DJ were the only people in the lounge while I was there. Sorry. JP and DJ were the only people. So basically when DJ had come, JP plus VR were there. But when PK enters, he said only JP and DG were there. Which means before PK would have come, your VR left before PK. So right, so before PK had come, entered the lounge, before PK would have entered the lounge, what would have happened? Before PK entered the lounge, your VR would have left the place. So you are left with JP plus DG. So JP plus DG were here. Then comes PK. When PK comes, he saw DP plus DG, and then PK leaves. He stays there for the while. So the last people in the lounge remaining are JP plus DG. So this is what it looks. So JC plus SS plus SM entered, then DG entered, then SM SN leave. So this is, let's say, first entry, this is second entry, this is third entry, this is fourth entry, this is fifth entry, this is sixth entry, this is seventh entry, DG plus JC leaving is eighth entry, and now DG coming second time is the ninth entry, VR leaving is the 10th entry, then PK coming in, that's the 11th entry, and PK leaving is the 12th entry. So there are 12 transactions, and finally in the lounge are JP and DG. So good question, a good question. So this is what will happen, right? When DG and JC left, JP and VR are remaining. Then DG comes in, so you have JP, VR and DG. Then VR leaves, so you have JP plus DG. Then PK comes in, so you have JP plus DJ plus PK. Then PK leaves, so you have last में JP and DG. So this is what the final scenario would look like. And now we have to answer the questions. Based on the responses, which of the two, JP or DG, entered the lounge first? Based on the responses, which of the two, JP or DG, entered the lounge first? Simple question now. Now that you know the answer. DG entered first. If the answer is, let's look at this question number 6. Who was sitting with JC when JP entered the lounge? Who was sitting with JC when JP entered the lounge? There were only two people. SM and SS have left the place, so it would be DG. DG. Answer this question. How many of the 7 members did VR meet on Friday in the lounge? Answer this, I leave it on you. How many of the 7 members did VR meet Friday in the lounge? Who all did VR meet when VR came in? Here VR came in. That time you had JC and DG. He came with JP, so he did not meet him there. He came with him, right? So 7th, it is 2 people he had already met. Then what will happen? 2 people he has met, and he has met JC and DG. Okay, your SM he did not meet. Your SS. What about this guy? JP, JC left. He is there. PR. JP, we are left before PK. The answer is okay. Now 8th. What is the answer for 8th? Who were the last 2 faculty members to leave the lounge? Simple is JP and DG. Last people remaining. This is the answer. So good question. Try it out again. This is how to organize the information. Okay. Question number 9 to 11. Simple set again. I'm sure you will be able to do it. Solve 9th. If you're able to solve 9th, then obviously you will be able to solve 10th and 11th also. Let's answer ninth. If Daljit dash this, and family relation question, guys, blood relations. Do not assume the gender with the name. Daljit hashtag Chiranjit. What does this mean? Daljit is brother of Chiranjit. We know the gender of Daljit. We don't know the gender of Chiranjit. Chiranjit dollar Baljit. Chiranjit is the wife of Baljit. The gender of Daljit, brother of Chiranjit. Chiranjit, wife of Baljit. Which of the following statement is true? Daljit is the brother-in-law of Baljit. Correct. You don't have to check the other options, guys. Sorry. Is not the brother, sorry. Brother. Brother-in-law. Brother-in-law of Baljit. Ninth का आंसर है. 10th का आंसर बताओ क्या है? What is the answer for number 10? Manjeet star. So Manjeet star Charanjit is daughter of Chiranjit of, we don't know the gender of Chiranjit. Chiranjit at Daljit. Chiranjit at Daljit means is the father of the person. Father Jeet. Final one is Daljit at Baljit. At Baljit is father of. Okay. So now you have to answer this. What is the answer for? Manjeet star Chiranjit. Star Chiranjit. So Manjeet is the daughter of Chiranjit. Daughter of. Manjeet star this is this one. Manjeet is the daughter of Chiranjit at Daljit. At is Chiranjit is the father of the father of Daljit at at which of the following is not true? Manjeet is the mother of Baljit. Sister, correct answer. You don't have to check the other options, guys. Do not waste your time checking the other options. Last question. Abhijit. Abhijit. No, not the last question. Okay, yes. 11th is the last question. If Abhijit hashtag Chiranjit hashtag Chiranjit, brother of Chiranjit star Baljit daughter, right? Which of the following is not true, guys? Which is not true? Baljit is the mother-in-law of Chiranjit. That is not correct because Baljit is the either mother is a parent of this thing, not daughter-in-law. Not. So yeah, these were the questions. So with that, I come to the end of my class today, right? As I said, guys, I'm taking classes on two platforms. One is Unacademy platform and another on YouTube. YouTube, I cover simple questions, right? And on Unacademy's platform, I do concepts, lots of theory, and very structured curriculum. So my request to you would be, first of all, go and download the app, explore. There are many good teachers there with lots of relevant quality content. So download the app, download the app and explore, and then try both the classes there, all the classes there, and subscribe. When you subscribe, go for a 1 year plan, guys. If you're looking at CAT or any competitive examination, ideally go for a 1 year program. And when you subscribe using my code, which is Anand11, AND 11. If you subscribe using these codes, you have certain advantages, and it's a validation to the fact that what I'm doing here is being liked by you. So please do that, and see you in my next class. Till that time, take care and